I went out yesterday and I bought some half lashes for my lash problem. If you know, you know. And I feel like they look pretty cool. I'm kind of stressed that they're still really like up to attention, but you know what? We're gonna have to deal with it. This is the best it's gonna get. I did my lashes in about 10 minutes, which these days is a good time. I know, it's crazy, but today we're going to jump into pan those eyeshadows. Now, I was really worried about this project because I was trying to hit pans and failing as of like a few days ago, and I don't know what happened in the last few days, but I've hit 2 pans, which, I mean, I'm not complaining about, I'm really happy about. So that means that there are 2 new eyeshadows rolling in today. I could not be more excited. I was really nervous that I was going to have to sit here and be like, sorry, I've not got anything, but that is not happening today. It is a great update, but just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, like and subscribe. I have just hit 4.9k and we are so close to hitting 5,000 subscribers. That was originally my goal for the end of the year, but we can do it sooner. We are so close and I'm so unbelievably excited. I'm over the moon. Let me know down below, what should we do to celebrate when we hit 5,000? I want to do something because it's a goal that I've really been wanting to hit for a while. Let me know all your thoughts down below. We could do a live stream. We could do, I don't know, just let me know. Let me know because I'm really excited. But I'm going to move on because I could literally sit here and talk about that all day. We have a Pan Those Eyeshadows update. So normally with Pan Those Eyeshadows, I go from newest product to oldest product, but today we're going to switch it around a little bit because our 2 pans just coincidentally are the 2 newest products. So I like to keep some suspense with these project pans. You know how I go. So I'm going to go from oldest to newest today. So the first eyeshadow that I want to talk about today is my Revolution Maxi Reloaded shade 9. You can see this is a really nice foresty green matte eyeshadow, and I have depotted my whole Revolution Maxi Reloaded palette just because I wanted to have more mattes in my singles collection, and a part of my Pan Those Eyeshadow series is a single eyeshadow that is randomly generated. This is what it looks like today. Hopefully you can see a little bit more disturbance on this. This wears so strangely. You can see there's lumps and bumps in it, but I'm hoping there's at least more lumps and bumps in it than last month. How strange is this? It's just, yeah, okay. It's probably because of how I repressed it and it's just got a little bit mangly, but you know what? As long as we're getting use on it, it's fine. This is definitely my least favorite shade in this project so far, and my numbers definitely tell that. So I've used it 2 times this month for a total of 5 uses in the project, and it's been in for 1, 2, 3, 4 months. 5 uses in 4 months, not the best. I did do a get ready with me using this shade, and I did say maybe I will roll it out this update, but you know what? I think I'm gonna keep it in. And there is a tractor just driving past. So if you can hear that, I'm very sorry. I am going to keep it in just because I want to push myself. I don't want to just be like, I don't like this shade, so I'm going to roll it out. I do want to actually use things. That is the whole point of randomly generating some shades. It's so that I can use things that maybe I wouldn't be reaching for on my own. It is a nice shade. I've used it a few times. I will go over some looks at the end of this video, but it's just something that I'm not really jumping for joy about using, and that's fine. It's okay, it is what it is. Greens just aren't my thing normally. I have been wearing greens a bit more, but normally it's just not my thing, and that's fine. So it's gonna stay in, and we're going to talk about something else. So next is a random eyeshadow from my whole makeup collection, and what was randomized is this. This is the shade Fudge from the Subculture palette, and I was so excited because this palette does look pretty unloved. I do have 2 pans in here already, but to have a 3rd one would be absolutely amazing, and I was not very worried about this because this is a really, really nice everyday neutral brown, and I can wear this pretty regularly. This is what it looks like today. I'm hoping you can see a little bit of disturbance. There is a tiny little dip in here, but nothing too crazy whatsoever. It's not pan round the corner time. It's not getting ready to be rolled out. I have used this 4 times this month for a total of 7 uses. Not the absolute best thing in the world. I did try and put this in my brows, but it was really warm, so I'm not going to be doing that anymore. However, as just a deepening shade for everyday looks, I think this is absolutely fine. I have got, I don't know if you can see the tiniest bit of disturbance in here. I would like to use this with some of the shades in Subculture. What sometimes happens in my Pan Those Eyeshadows series is that I use the shades outside of the palette, if that makes sense. So I'll use this with other things I'm panning. I rarely use this shade with the rest of this palette, and I really want to start doing that because I just kind of focus on one shade and then neglect the rest of the palette. But I think this will go really well with some of the yellows and obviously Electric, which is one of my favorite shades. If I can get use on that one, that'd be incredible. And also go kind of well with the greens and the blues, and then the greens could correlate with this green as well. I have used these 2 shades together quite a lot, and I really do like how they look together, but it's just something that I've noticed. I do just neglect the wider palette. But as I said before, I've used this 4 times for a total of 7 uses, which I think is pretty good. I've had this in for 2 months. 7 uses in 2 months, not great, but also not horrific. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's fine. It's not a challenging shade. It's not a shade that I'm going to sit here and go like, I don't know what to do with it. It is pretty basic. I've got no issues with that. Hopefully next month I can really focus on that one. That would be amazing. All right, so now let's move on to our 2 rollouts. And I'm so excited about these. So first I'm going to talk about this. This is the shade Get Up and Grind, and this was a hand-chosen shade in my makeup collection. I've been working on this for 2 months now, and it is the most beautiful iridescent blue kind of shade. It is so pretty as an inner corner, and I have also been using it as a highlight as well, just for those like real crazy party kind of days. And this is what it looks like today. The pan might be a little bit hard to see just because the shade is so pale, and of course the pan is silver, but I'm really hoping that it is coming across on camera there. It is a tiny little baby pan poking through, and I have hit pan on this today, which is incredible. I've used this 5 times this month for a total of 8 uses to hit pan, and that is 8 uses in 2 months, which I think is great. So I have this a lot on my eyes today because I knew we were so close to hitting pan, and I was like, we gotta do it. I'm filming Pan Those Eyeshadows today. We have to hit pan. I have this on my inner corner. I have this on my brow bone. I never normally highlight my brow bone, but today it was one of those days. I was just gonna bathe in it. And I do also have this as a highlight today as well, along with my Kimchi Pearl Gone Wild highlight. So we've gone absolutely nuts for highlight today. I just love this. I do have a nail appointment later on, so I'm gonna have to sit here with like crazy makeup, but you know what? I love it. I'm so excited to have my first pan in this palette as well. This has been a very neglected palette recently, and I really don't want that. I think this shade Level Up as an eyeliner, mwah, absolutely gorgeous. Love that. I want to play around with more of these shades. That's the thing. It's kind of a similar story with this shade. I've just been using this shade and not the rest of the palette. So I don't know, a part of me was like, maybe I should roll in like a rule where I have to use all the palette as well. But then like I'm panning so much and I've been trying to cut back on panning, so I don't want to add loads more things, you know. It's just really confusing sometimes, but I'm really happy about this, and that means that I can roll in a hand-chosen shade at the end of this video as well. I'm very, very excited, and this palette, I want it to look loved because it is such a gorgeous palette, so beautiful. I really do love these shades, so hopefully I can have some more pans in this soon. And just this inner corner shade is so gorgeous. No one can tell me otherwise. It is mwah, chef's kiss. One of the best. So now let's talk about the final shade in this project, and this comes from this bad boy. This is my Focus eyeshadow palette in this project, and I introduced this a while ago now, and basically what I want to do is have at least one shade in this palette in this project at a time, because it is my biggest palette, my most favorite palette, and also one of my oldest palettes. So I want to get some use on this, and I do hand choose the shade from this palette as well. So the shade that I was working on is the shade Orchid, and as you can see, it's a really nice blue to purple, kind of iridescent-y kind of shade. I have noticed that the shimmers in this palette are not the best. They're not the shimmers that I'm gonna gravitate towards, and this shade was definitely not great. It's not the indie level that I'm used to. This is what it looks like today. You can see I have hit pan, and I've actually got double pan. I'm not sure if it's coming across, but this only took 4 uses to hit pan on because it had some use already, and also I had to use so much of this. I am wearing this today. I just expanded the pan a little bit today, so it only took 3 uses to actually hit pan on, and I have used this in a multiple range of different ways. Today I have it all over the lid, and I did pop it on the lower lash line as well. The pan before today was like teeny tiny, like you really couldn't see it, so I just thought, you know what, I'll throw in another use on it so you can actually see it here. The shimmers just aren't the best. I use this palette for the mattes, not the shimmers, and I've just realised I forgot to swatch everything because I'm so clever. I definitely have indie duochromes the same colour as this that are so incredible, and if you think that my lids look incredible and sparkly today, I have used my Kimchi Pearl Gone Wild over the lids as well as over the cheeks, so I don't know, I just find that they go together really well. They have a kind of similar colour story, so I decided to amp it up with that today. But I have hit pan, and there is another pan in this palette. I'm so excited about that. What can I say? It's looking more and more loved every single month, and it just makes me so happy. So that does mean that, of course, I will be hand choosing another shade from this palette to work on. And I think I have a little bit of an idea, but let me swatch my colour story that I've been working on, and then let's talk about some looks that we did this month. Okay, so this is the colour story that we've been working on. It's a good job I remembered, isn't it? Look at that. I have not forgotten in so long, and I was getting so proud of myself, but here we go. So of course I have spoken about this look that I have done today. I used both of these shades, so Get Up and Grind on the inner corner and then Orchid on the lid and on the lower lash line. So let's move on to this look. I did do a get ready with me with this look, and I can't remember what it was talking about. I was talking about like my biggest demons coming back to haunt me. It was a whole thing. It was really, really fun because for this video, I decided that I was going to challenge myself to use all of these shades for this look. So I started with this green all through the crease, and I did wing it out a little bit. And like I said, I did do a get ready with me. So if you wanted to see me do it, it is live on my channel. Then I used Fudge to deepen out the outer corner, and I really loved how these looked together. It just made like a grungy foresty green. Then I put this shade Get Up and Grind all over the lid to add a little bit of sparkle and shimmer. Then I used Orchid on the lower lash line, and I also mixed it in with some Inglot Duraline and used it as a winged eyeliner. Now you couldn't really see it very much on the eyes, so I did end up going in with this shade Wasted over the top, just to kind of deepen it a little bit. But of course, to use Inglot Duraline, you have to scrape a bit out, so it did use a lot of product, and I did kind of tunnel in a little bit by accident with that shade. So it kind of happens when you use Inglot Duraline. You can't really use it delicately. But I think that look was so pretty, and I think it's definitely something that I want to do going forward and challenge myself to do a look with all of my shades. And then finally, I only have 3 looks to share with you today, but it is better than last month. Last month I was like, I need to do more looks. I need to take pictures of more looks, and that is definitely something that I'm trying to do more of. But this is a look that I did with Get Up and Grind, which is this bluey inner cornery shade. So I put the Colourpop Main Squeeze palette all on my outer corner and deepened it up with the Colourpop Main Squeeze, which is a red kind of palette. That was in my This Is Fantasy project pan. And then I decided to put this kind of blue all over the lid. Now from the picture, you can't really tell that it's blue at all, but it's kind of like a yellow when you pair it with warm tones. It's so unique, it's so strange. It did have that blue reflect, but I love contrasting colors, so blue and red just go so nicely together. This wasn't a look that I was like absolutely living and breathing for, but it definitely got some use on this shade, and again, I just put it all over the lid and just went crazy with it. I think I also put it on the lower lash line as well, looking from the picture, so even more use on this. So they're the looks, not many. I'm gonna really try and take more pictures of looks because I love talking about the looks, and I know you guys love seeing them as well. So I have hand-chosen shades today, no randomization, which is really scary because it's all on me. So I have a hand-chosen shade from my whole makeup collection, and then I have a hand-chosen shade from this palette. I think I know what I'm gonna pull from this palette, but let me have a rummage and let me see what I get. Okay, so I've decided to go for a somewhat new palette in my collection. It's not new at all really, but it's definitely one of my palettes that I got this year, and this has such a sentimental place in my heart. This is the BEAUTYBAY Botanical Eyeshadow Palette, and I did a review of this, and you guys, like, this was the first review that like actually made me stop and go, oh my god, this video's done so well. I know people are a bit iffy talking about like money and stuff like that, but my affiliate link for this, I'm forever grateful, and I do want to talk about it because I just want to say how grateful I am. That was I've never ever got anything like that ever again, and I'm just absolutely baffled. So this is a very sentimental palette, but I don't want it just sat there gathering dust. So this is what it looks like inside. There are a few shades that I could dabble in. I was thinking about Waterfall, because look how stunning that is. It is so beautiful. It's like a periwinkle to yellow duochrome. But then I could go safe with maybe like this taupe shade. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with Waterfall, and let me swatch that, because this shade is just beautiful. It could go with this look today. That is just one swipe. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm in love already. I love these like cool tone kind of purpley shades. What I'm wearing today, love it. Then this is gonna be difficult, because this shade, and I've had my eye on this shade for a while, but this shade is so firmly pressed. This is going to take a while, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go with Mood, which is this super deep blue matte. And just talking about the P. Louise palette and the dark blues in there and being like, ooh, it could be a really nice wing, it inspired me. It is very dry, so it doesn't swatch the best, but that is what that looks like. And those two shades could go so well together as well. I think those two are top tier, and now my finger's stained, which is great. But these two are gorgeous. I love these two together. So let me swatch the other two shades that I still have in this project, and we can see our new color story. All right, which one do you prefer? I think this one. Yeah, this one is calling my name. I also think that this green can blend out this blue really nicely as well, if I wanted to do like a kind of smoky teal kind of color story. I don't know. I'm just really excited to delve deep into these new colors. This is very light and airy, and then I feel like this is definitely more fall and autumn and just grungy a little bit. I'm so excited for these. What do you think? What do you think of this update? What do you think of my new shades? As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It all helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. So if you want more people to come across this channel and join our little family, definitely help me out there. Give it a share, give it a whatever, because I am trying to hit 5,000 subscribers, which is just gonna be insane. How are you doing? If you are doing pan those eyeshadows, let me know. Have you hit pan on anything? I would love to hear your progress. But with that being said, this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you today. I hope you had an incredible day, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.